Okay, today is number 14, trying to make $1 million, bro. I'm live right now, and let's go, bro. Let's go. And today, today, what I have done was I had a call with the person that is helping me with all all the things that I need to know before starting a choose brand. So today I had the call with that person, and I take a lot of notes, bro. Let me show you. I take a lot of notes because I need to start a choose brand, bro. I want to start a choose brand, and I need to start a choose brand in order to make $1 million, bro. Because I want to make $1 million using YouTube, but but also I need to sell something, bro. So my plan is to start a choose brand. But what happened? Probably the importation time is about to uh, 35 days or more, bro. So and all this process can take probably 6 months, bro. 6 months just to import for the first time, bro. So to import for the first time the products, in my case shoes, probably will take around 6 months, bro. So that's a very big problem. But no matter, bro, no matter. For now, my main priority is to create content. To create content, to post every single day, and to go live every single day, even if I'm tired. Because I'm really tired. Has been 14 days. Today, there are only 352 days left, bro. Yo! 352 days, bro. We started with 365 days. So, time right now is this left 11 months, 17 days, and 3 hours, bro. 11 months, 17 days, and 3 hours to make $1 million, bro. So, half the year probably I will be creating content and offer marketing service in order to make $1 million. And the other half I will launch my choose brand because all importation process and all that process to create my shoes brand probably will take 6 months. Importation process will take probably 35 to 40 days or more. But the process to create my shoes brand will take around 6 months, bro. So half the year I will be creating content, and that's what Simon Square told me to do. Just focus on the content and give free value, bro. I need to give free value. So, and I also need to create content every single day because what I really need right now is to become the most viral person on the whole internet, bro. So, to do that, I need to create content. And it's very difficult because I promise that for this week to create a new long format video, bro. And it's
Today,
very
Patrick is
difficult
going to share
because
everything he knows about building million-dollar businesses.
right now I'm in edition process, and it's taking very long because I need to create shorts every single day, bro. And also I need to edit the long format video, bro. A lot of things, bro. But no matter, I will I will do it, bro. I will do it, and I will do $1 million for the end of the year. So that's my promise. I promise that I will do $1 million, bro, in just 1 year because I'm making everything I can, bro. and it might not work, but I want to try, bro. I want to try, and I want to fight for my dreams for 365 days without failing, bro. I won't fail any single day, bro. I will continue posting every single day, no matter if I'm tired or if I'm busy or if I'm sick or something. I will continue posting, creating content, and going live. So for today, we're continue to watching yesterday's video, because in the previous stream we at the end we were watching another video from Simon Squibb. So let me put the counter. I'm still at 75 subscribers. I still at 75 subscribers. Right now I only have 75 subscribers, bro. 75 subscribers. So please subscribe. Please subscribe, bro. Please subscribe. Yo, I need your help, so please subscribe. Zero viewers, but in the future I will have 2, 3, 4 billion viewers. Half of the entire world, bro. Half humanity, bro. Yo, in the future, 4 billion viewers. Let's go. So, for now, no viewers, bro. I still have 75 subscribers. I'm still at 75 subscribers, bro. What's happening, bro? What's happening? I continue posting, I continue creating content, I continue doing everything I can, bro. Going live every single day. And the new video only got 1 view. 1 view, bro! 1 view! What's happening? Okay. I'm tired, bro. I'm really tired. I'm really tired, bro. But that's the price I need to pay in order to make $1 million. We all have to pay a price, bro. And that's the price I need to pay in order to make $1 million. So I will pay that price. No matter what, when, how the problems come, I will continue fighting, bro. And you, I want to encourage you to do it too, bro. Do it too. Because we only have one life, one shot, bro. So fight for your dreams, go for them, and even if doesn't work at the beginning, just keep trying, bro. Just keep trying. So for today, okay, I will share screen. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, watch these 53 minutes if you want to be a millionaire in 2025. I think that also applies for 2026, bro. Because right now we're in 2026. But let's see. Let's watch the video, bro. Let's watch the video. Okay. 3, 2, 2.5, 1. Let's go.
and generating wealth. Patrick Bet David is a serial entrepreneur with a net worth of over $500 million. Patrick founded Valuetainment, the biggest entrepreneurship channel in the world, and he owns several more multi-million-dollar businesses, one of which he recently sold for over $300 million. Today, Patrick is going to cover the following topics. Number 1, how anyone can be a successful entrepreneur. Number 2, the 4 routes to generating wealth. Number 3, Patrick's bulletproof sales process. Number 4, the foundations of building a successful business. And finally, tips for starting a business with $0. And if you can't sit down and watch for 5
important that last tip, bro. Tips.
And finally, tips for starting a business with $0.
Oh, tips for starting a business from 0, bro. That's what I need right now, bro. Because I only have $1 and I want to start a shoes brand. I already had a call with the person that is helping me with that. So I take a lot of notes about what I need to do in order to start a shoes brand. So this point will be very helpful for me.
And if you can't sit down and watch for 5 minutes, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to make it.
Let's say you're 18 to 25 years old, okay? Maybe you got some college, okay? And maybe you're undecided on what you want to do with your life. You're highly ambitious, you have fire,
Yes.
You want to do something big with your life, but no
Yes.
specialized skill sets, okay? You don't have anything right now, okay? So I can either go buy an online course and learn it. I can either go read a ton of books, which I should do it anyways, or the fastest way is I go shadow somebody. This is number 1 for me. When I'm 21 years old, I get out of the Army. I want to go be a bodybuilder, okay? I go to Mr. Olympia in Las Vegas. I realize I don't want to put everything on my body because I'm too tall. I'm 6'5", so which means on off season, I have to be 400 pounds. And most guys that are 6'4", 6'5" bodybuilders, they die at 35 to 45 years old. So I don't want to do it. So I realized this isn't for me. On the drive back, I get a call from Mr. Dave Kirby. Dave Kirby is Morgan Stanley Dean Witter's branch manager. He offers me a job a day before 9/11, which is 9/10/2001. We all know what happened on 9/11. Day 1 in Glendale. I get into financial services industry because there's a couple things I knew. You need to know yours. I love people. I am curious about his story. He showed me a video about your son, blown away by it. 7 years old, the way he speaks. 2, I love numbers. So these 2 to me, very high priority. So the love in people is I'm curious. The love in numbers, I like stats. So I go into financial services and I'm working on Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. Then I go and leave to Transamerica because I want to see what I can do to be independent instead of being an employee doing sales. There for 7.5 years, I shadowed some of the best people in business. A girl named Jamie, a guy named John who was a former attorney, a man named Rich, another great guy, Jeff became a good friend of mine, another great mentor named Greg. I'm watching all of these guys for 7.5 years while I'm taking courses, while I'm reading books. At 7-year mark, my temper is starting to annoy me because the people I was working there, I asked this one guy that was supposedly the face of the company, what is the vision of where this company is going? We're in Hawaii, he's sitting across from me. I said, I want you to look at me in my eye when I'm talking to you. I'm 29 years old. He says, the sun is in my eyes. I said, let's switch seats because you need to look at me. He looks at me an hour later, he tells me, Pat, you're right. We don't have a vision for the company.
Big mistake in business.
I can't be there. Exactly 6 months later after that, on 9/23/2009, I started an insurance company. 90 days prior to this event, I had an event together at JW Marriott called Saving America Doing the Impossible. I'm dressed as George Washington. There's a 40-foot Mount Rushmore on the stage. There's pictures online. You can find it. My wife is dressed as Lady Liberty. I get up and I said, we're going to save America. We're going to do the impossible. That's what the theme of the event was. 90 days later, I start the company. And then from there, I said 20 years, I will stay in one industry, which was insurance and finance. At the 20-year and 11th mark, I sold a business for $250 million, and I owned 88% of the business. If we look at it, right, let's just say we're pursuing wealth.
Point number 2. To what?
I can be an entrepreneur, which this is the one you want on your Twitter profile. By the way, you know what entrepreneur means for 90% of people? That they lost a job. That they got fired.
When I was an entrepreneur
Yeah.
30 years ago, when I first started out, everyone would say to me, "You can't get a job, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's basically it." So I've had to start something on my own.
Well, but there's true entrepreneurs, and there's entrepreneurs that think they're entrepreneurs. There's a big difference. The delusional people are you are a terrible employee, and you're also a terrible entrepreneur. Then there is those that are terrible employees, but they're great entrepreneurs. And then there's the few that are great employees and great entrepreneurs. So this will take a while for us to find out which one of those three you are.
There is another category, by the way, which is sometimes people, you've made a very important distinction. You made a list of things you like to do, and then you've got really good at them.
Yes.
So you can be a really good entrepreneur if you do that, but a lot of people try to be an entrepreneur. Let's say they try to be the salesperson for the
Yeah.
company and they're rubbish.
Yep.
But they don't know to hire the best salesperson, for example.
Sure.
So because you're not good at sales, but you might be good at numbers, you might be good at other things,
Totally.
right? So I think people got to list out, first step is list out what you love to do and get bloody good at it.
Yep.
Any way you can, right? It's basically
For
what you're
sure.
saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So entrepreneur, company and they're you've made a very important distinction. You made a list of things you like to do, and then you've got really good at them.
Yes.
So you can be a really good entrepreneur if you do that, but a lot of people try to be an entrepreneur. Let's say they try to be the salesperson for the
Yeah.
company and they're rubbish.
Yep.
But they don't know to hire the best salesperson, for example.
Sure.
So because you're not good at sales, but you might be good at numbers, you might be good at other things,
Totally.
right? So I think people got to list out, first step is list out what you love to do and get bloody good at it.
Yep.
Any way you can, right? It's basically
For
what you're
sure.
saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So entrepreneurs. which I love.
Entrepreneur is I work for you, okay? And let's just say you're more a CTO, you're more a COO type, or maybe you're
Perfect. Make a list of things that you are good at and a list of what you love to do.
a real COO, CEO founder, right? But I come in and I bring the technical side to you. I come in, I bring the operation side to you that you lack. You're not that organized. I am, right? I bring the financial side, I bring the strategy side, I bring the creative side, right? Or I get involved with you at the lowest level and I'm the one that keeps coming up. And eventually you're like, wait a minute, this guy's so reliable. They said the number one quality of a person that eventually became a Fortune 500 CEO that started within that company. Bob Iger was a guy that started as a regular employee, eventually became the CEO of Amazon, and he was at ABC. The number one quality that eventually reveals this person is going to be a CEO is reliability. Number one
Do what you say you're
is
gonna do.
reliability. And out of all the C-suite positions, you know what's the least likely of becoming a CEO? You got the CTO, CMO, CSO, CEO. You know what's the least likely to become a CEO? CMOs.
People that just don't do what they say they're going to do.
But it's CMOs. Only 4% of CMOs become CEOs. Most CFOs on COOs become CEOs. And like the recent guy that just became the CEO of a become CEOs. Most
Interesting. 4% of Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Oh. I need this, bro. Very important. Continue.
CFOs on COOs become CEOs. And like the recent guy that just became the CEO of Starbucks. Do you know the story of Brian Nichols?
The share price went at 8% a day. They quit.
Stud of a guy. Yeah, the old guy was a former McKinsey guy.
Yeah.
And it was a Pepsi guy. He comes in and in an interview says, don't call me after 6 o'clock. I don't need to talk to you after 6 o'clock. Wait till then. This CEO is telling, this is a McKinsey guy. Brian Nichols goes to Chipotle. The day he gets hired as a CEO of Chipotle in 2018, company's worth $7 billion. The day he leaves Chipotle, it's worth $71 billion. The day he goes to the day he goes to Starbucks and they give him his offer He gets a $110 million contract. That day, Starbucks made $20 billion when the announcement was
So
made.
what does he do differently that makes it so?
He's a guy that knows how to bring people together, rally them, and drive standards, creativity, data. He was able to create the online shop for Starbucks, which was for Chipotle in a way where it's like, I'm just going to place the order, go pick up. I'm going to place the order. And Starbucks lacks in that. Their app absolutely sucks at Starbucks, right? So they want to bring a guy that's specialized in that area. However, Brian Niccol was a former CMO. He was one of the 4%ers that eventually became a CEO of Fortune 500 company. And he was a CMO, I think, at Pizza Hut or Domino's Pizza, one of those places that eventually came to the top. So entrepreneur is the one that stick around and eventually you get equity, boom, you become the leader.
Make sure they get equity. That's quite important, yeah.
And by the way, this part, Andy Jassy, entrepreneur is the one that stick around and eventually you get equity, boom, you become the leader.
Make sure they get equity. That's quite important, yeah.
And by the way, this part, Andy Jassy. Andy Jassy used to be the guy that worked for a guy named Jeff Bezos, helping run AWS. AWS, they're making 60 to 80% profit, hosting services, right? Eventually, Bezos is stepping away. He brings Jassy. Jassy runs Amazon. Same with Jobs. Jobs is running, Apple. He brings in Tim Cook. The day he hires Tim Cook to become the CEO, Apple is worth $100 billion. Jobs dies at 56. Fast forward from $100 billion, Tim Cook took the company from $100 billion to $3 trillion. Tim Cook's never been an entrepreneur. He's a billionaire as an entrepreneur. So then the next is just a pure sales.
Just on this one, just quickly on the one thing I would say, because sometimes people listening, they've got to come back down to like earth. For a lot of people, this is quite highbrow. My wife was a graphic designer, and when I met her, I said, "You're an entrepreneur," and she didn't think she was. She said, "No, I'm a graphic designer." I said, "No, you need to partner up with someone that you think is an entrepreneur." So I'm the sales and the marketing guy. Without you, though, I can't build a business. Just create a business. So I need you. You do your creative thing, but you're still an entrepreneur. Own equity is part of my definition of an entrepreneur, right? You don't necessarily need to be the persona of what people think is an entrepreneur. She was an entrepreneur. She worked hard. She always delivered. She would work through the night to get the work done. She cared as much as I did. She was good at her job. She was an entrepreneur. She just wasn't thinking she was, because she thought she was just a graphic designer, right? So this entrepreneur thing, she thought she was an entrepreneur at the beginning. I've convinced her eventually. Not an entrepreneur. She saw me as the entrepreneur. But then you team up. I couldn't do it without her. She couldn't do it without me.
Listen, there is this notion that this is sexier than this.
Yeah, which is not true.
But it's not true. If you look at Ballmer from Microsoft, who was the 5th employee, Gates was the founder. Ballmer today is worth more than Gates is.
I think we need a new word, by the way. Entrepreneur has completely misled people. I think entrepreneurship is what you were just saying. There, it's a combination of you do what you say you're going to do, you follow through, you kind of don't give up unless there's an obvious reason to give up, and you have a vision and a mission that drives you to go and do it. To me, that should be the new definition. Entrepreneurship's got people.
There is levels to the game. So sales, let's go to the next one. Sales. This right here, for somebody who is a very independent personality. Look, leave me alone. I just want to go make my money, do whatever I want to do, be financially free, have my own schedule. I'm willing to work my ass off for 5 to 10 years. Then I just kind of want to do my own thing. This is the fastest way to make $250 to $2 million a year sales. And it's a bad life for 5 to 10 years. 10 years later, you do it right. It's a great life. Okay. But that's sales. That's one way to make money in this. But again, this right here may be the most important route to take to shadow someone. So it's almost like when people say, what industry should I get involved in? I'm like, it's not about industry, it's about who to work for. You work for a guy who's a driver, who is a killer for 3 years. In an industry you do not want to be a part of. Is 100 times more valuable than getting in an industry that you want to be a part of, but you work for somebody that's a schlep. The person you learn from on a daily basis is way more valuable than the actual industry.
There's also a personal brand alignment. Who you work with will reflect on you over time within a business community. Yeah.
I agree. So then we have the next one. The next one is I want to be an influencer, okay? I want to be famous. I want to be an influencer. I want to go that route. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Being famous is overrated. Having the ability to do things is underrated.
For sure. But let's just say somebody says, you know what? I want to go be famous. I want to go have, a big following. I want to walk into the market and for people to stop me and take selfies with me and all this other stuff. And I'm going to get sponsorships and that's what I'm going to be doing. Great. So then in this part, we have to ask if you actually have talent. So you can look at, are you funny? Are you interesting? Are you super smart? Are you a great storyteller? Are you entertaining? Okay. Are you so brilliant in certain topics that you can go deep? Are you a good host? Do you have the way you analyze something that's different than everybody else's? Everybody can go and see a situation on election or politics or business or a restaurant or a sports team, and everybody's like, well, I just think he's being lazy. And another person, maybe what most people don't know about, last night, if you look at his Instagram story, he was partying until 3 o'clock in the morning with a girl, and he came in and his next story was this guy just had 3 hours of sleep last night. There's no way in the world you're gonna come in and be able to, and like, oh wow, this guy actually did the research. That's a good point. I didn't even think about it. Who's partying? That's the part where you're analytical, where people want to know what your opinion is on an issue. Rogan, what does Rogan think? People want to know what he thinks. Then there's a great host. Hey, so what do you think? 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 Then there's a great interviewer. Okay, some interviewers, people care about their opinion, but most interviewers, people don't care what they think. They care about what the people they interview think. So then you have a trifecta of a talent. Trifecta of a talent is somebody that's a good host, can go deep on a lot of different topics, and has got a larger than life personality, charismatic, storytelling. You got somebody like that, now you're talking about somebody that can garner a lot of audience. But this, people think this happens overnight. That could take 5 to 10 years. And it's not for everybody. 99% of people shouldn't do this.
10 years, bro. Whoa.
Everyone can learn sales.
Everyone can learn sales.
Maybe this is just one form of it. Maybe not the right route.
And by the way, as an influencer, managing expectation with influence is also very important. Person with 2,000 followers in a specific village that 20,000 people live in, and your 2,000 followers are from that village, you're a massive influencer in that village, that community. So who is your audience that's following you as well is very critical. But if this is coming from a noble place.
And that's also very important because what's the definition of an influencer? A person who influences people, bro. So you can influence people to do things, to buy your stuffs, to whatever, bro.
Do it. Go for it. If it's coming from a place of or from that village, you're a massive influencer in that village, that community. So who is your audience that's following you as well is very critical. But if this is coming from a noble place, do it. Go for it. If it's coming from a place of, arrogance and all that other stuff, you can still do. I'm not telling you don't do it, but the purpose of it is, will be disappointing long term.
Unless you have a vision and a mission, back to what you were saying earlier, a reason to do it, it's only useful then. Otherwise, it can be a burden. Right?
Yeah,
being famous is actually a burden.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, goes and sits down with the managers at WME, and he says, "Look, guys, I want to be Will Smith, but bigger. I want to be Arnold, but bigger. I want to be this, but bigger." Guess what he's saying? I'm competitive. And then one day Dana White calls him and says, "Hey, Rock, how come you're not on social media? You'd kill it on this thing." Says, "No, I don't want to do anything with Instagram." Dana White from UFC convinces The Rock to get on social media and Instagram. Today he's got 600 million followers.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's backstory. I didn't know that at all. That's amazing.
And that 600 million followers, Zoa Energy, Papatui, Terama, all these other things that he did with the social media back.
But people listening don't understand it. What's the line? People want the exposure, but they don't want to do the work.
Yes.
So Dwayne Johnson, he will actually have had to make sacrifice to do that. People don't understand. He has his freedom sacrifice too. He goes out, he'll be mobbed, right? You can't go walk the streets anymore. He's working even hard. He's doing the content himself, like you do. He's not necessarily outsourcing.
He's a
work,
monster.
Right?
He's a monster of a worker.
Yeah. So people don't understand. Even at that level, he's working like a monster.
Yes.
Right. So, but you're an influencer now. Do you describe yourself as that sometimes?
People consider me an influencer. Yeah. And now I know how I'm using this for what I want to do. And it accelerates the process.
So on sales, how did you get good at sales?
Point number 3. bulletproof sales process. Bro, powerful. I know this is gonna be powerful. Bulletproof sales process.
So again, if we go back to it, I'm very curious. So my entire sales approach starts with a needs analysis. Everything I do, I start with a needs analysis. Husband and wife come up to me where marriage is not working out. Really? Yes. Okay, how long have you guys been feeling this way? Question number one. 6 months. Okay, how long have you guys been together? 12 years. Have you guys gone through this before as well? Yes, in our 5th year of marriage. When this happens, what typically causes it? Well, it's normally because of X, Y, Z, and da-da-da. Okay, both times was the same thing? Yes. Why did you guys get married to each other? Well, da-da-da-da-da. But why else? Why did you? Why did she? So needs analysis.
You know everything about them and understand whether they're going to buy.
Of course. So by the way, this needs analysis approach then becomes a consultative sales approach, not a closer. You know how they say, I can say I used to ask him, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But if I start off with curiosity and needs analysis, and my interviews, my podcast, they're all needs analysis, okay? I want to get to the motive. I want to find out what caused you to X, Y, Z. I want to find out what caused you to go and compete at the levels you did. What caused you to, I brought a guy once from UK who was the guy that would interview people who right after they killed somebody, their spouse, he would be the guy that would do the interviews. His name is Jim Clement.
A lot of questions.
I don't think this is from US. This guy is from UK. His name is Jim Clement, a former FBI supervisor / profiler. So imagine a guy just killed his wife. He's one of the guys that's running, and he comes in and he says, oh my God, I would really want to know who killed my wife. He's the first guy that interviews him. And I said, Jim, after all these years you did this, what do you think causes these people to do this? Again, I want to know motive. Look what he tells me. Revolutionary. He says to me, he says, genetics loads the gun.
Right. It's in you already.
Personality and psychology aims it.
Right.
Experiences causes you to pull the trigger.
It's the same in the sales cycle in reverse.
Exactly.
It's in you already.
Personality and psychology aims it.
Right.
Experiences causes you to pull the trigger.
It's the same in the sales cycle in reverse.
Right? Exactly. But the point is, I'm interviewing that guy because I want to know the motive. What would cause somebody to do something like this? Got it. That's why. What causes somebody to become a... So everything is my needs analysis approach, number one. Number two is a consultative approach, questions. So here's what I would do if I were you. That is my recommendation. Here's what I would do if I were you. Consultative selling versus, hey, you better get this. I'm not that guy. I've never liked selling like that, right? So curiosity, needs analysis, consultative, and then from here, if you want to know like the evergreen stuff that no matter what I know, I'm going to beat my competitors, most people are so lazy with follow-up. I was the follow-up king is what I was. I was the follow-up king. I called up in my script. When I noticed you wouldn't pick up, I'd leave a message for you and I would say, hey, Simon, Patrick Bet-David here. I don't know if you heard what happened or not, but you were the first person I thought about. I think you probably want to know what just happened. Call my cell when you get this message, da-da-da-da-da. You'd get the message like, what happened? Pat, what happened? Rates just went down. And let me tell you what the market's been doing. Have you watched the stock market? No, what happened? When are we going to get together? And then now you're like, oh, okay. Now I got you on the phone. So instead of getting a 10% response on a call, now I'm getting 50% callback. So people are like, in sales, never leave a message. I leave a message and you got to call me back. So I was a follow-up guy. And eventually I would say, hey, Simon, let me just simplify for you. How would you like to be 2 years younger? And people would say, excuse me? How would you like to be 2 years younger? Pat, yeah, of course I'd like to be 2 years younger. I said, fantastic. I said, in the next 2 years, you're eventually going to do business with me because I'm very good at what I do. And I know this would be good for you, that if I were you, I would also take advantage of it. I'd like to save you the 2 years of waiting for us to do business together now. When can we get together? That was a follow-up. so I'd get back together with you. Everything to me, I knew this was gonna guarantee my success because I was going to keep following up with you. Then, unique experience. I wanted you to live. You're eventually gonna do business with me because I'm very good at what I do. And I know this would be good for you, that if I were you, I would also take advantage of it. I'd like to save you the 2 years of waiting for us to do business together now. When can we get together? That was a follow-up. So I'd get back together with you. Everything to me, I knew this was gonna guarantee my success because I was going to keep following up with you. Then, unique experience. I wanted you to leave me and say, man, nobody treats me like the way that guy treats me. That guy was just different. So I'd go, we sit down with a guy named Eli, who's a guy who was one of my mentors early on. I go to his place, I'm like, oh my God, this guy was doing all-star on, who was one.
If you watch this in the future, I know I will have a billion viewers. 3 billion viewers, bro.
One of my mentors early on, I go to his place, I'm like, oh my God, this guy was doing all-star entrepreneurs. We're at a hotel right down the street from LAX. Like, this guy's phenomenal on stage. The way he would sell was incredible. So then I got close to him. He invites me to his 50th birthday party in Canaan Road, which is in Westlake, California. It's a high-end place. I go to the party. I'm the brokest guy in the room, okay? I stay till 2 o'clock in the morning. Party's done, his wife, Jelena. I say, hey, can I help you wash it? Jelena, go grab a seat. It's been a long day for you. I'll wash the dishes. I'm washing the dishes. And they're watching me. 30 minutes, I'm washing all the dishes. And I'm talking to them. 2:30, everybody's out the house. Now I got to them one-on-one. And we start talking. He tells me about his son, that he went to jail because he almost killed somebody. And he went to jail for 9 years. And he says, no one wants to go visit my son. I said, I'll do it. He said, you'll do it? I said, yeah. He says, it's a background check. And you're going to U.S. Men's Colony. It's not a good jail. I said, I don't have a problem. Give my social. 30 days later, I go to the jail. I go visit his son, Wadia, okay? I'm there all day. I spend 8 hours with this guy. I want nothing in return from Eli. I come back. He's emotional, crying. He says, you know, nobody went and visited my son. Eli says, how can I help you? I said, I don't know. He says, what do you do right now? I said, I started an insurance business, financial business. He hands me the Rolodex, 600 phone numbers. He says, call them and let them know I gave you their phone numbers. He gives me the number. One of the guys I called is a guy named Ed Wade. He introduced me to another guy named George Palayo. Through this contact that he made, I made somewhere between 30 to $50 million from this one contact. So follow up, unique experience, unreasonable hospitality, going above and beyond for people. Eventually, all of these things.
Interesting story, bro. Was very interesting story. Whoa.
Combined, people say, listen, I'm just gonna do business with this guy. This is a evergreen, proven, no matter what the product is, you're gonna do well in sales.
The big takeaway I take on this as well is the relationship side as well. Like, you go deep on the relationship side. You make it personal. Everyone says business isn't personal. Absolutely not true, right? You make it personal and you create a sense with these people that this is long term. Because I think that's the other thing. People will try to make money quickly out of people instead of build a relationship over the long term. And that's what I take away from this too. You've gone deep with this person. You've gone the extra mile in hospitality. They've then given you an opportunity, and then you've gone and followed up again and again and again and again till it's happened. The luck happened.
But it's a level of confidence it gives you because it's a proven method. You're not winking. It's not maybe this will work out. This is going to work out, okay? This is going to work out. Behind the scenes, I'm working 80 hours a week. Behind the scenes, I'm the guy on Saturday when everybody would leave the sales office at 4 o'clock. I'm 25 years old. Everybody wants to go party with me. I would say 5 people are remaining. I'd say, guys, are we going to the club tonight? We're going to the club tonight, baby. I said, great. Why don't we go after we make 50 calls and we each book 5 appointments? Let's roll. So I would say that, and by 5:30, the 5 guys were like, hey guys, I hit up.
Bro, I still have 75 subscribers, bro. Damn it. Okay, I will keep fighting. I will keep fighting even if I have no new followers and no viewers, bro. I will keep fighting, bro.
No way, yes. Awesome. I'm gonna go get ready to go to the club. I'm like, guys, how about we do this? What's that? Let's go one more 50 calls and 5 appointments. 2 guys are like, nah, man, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna go get ready. No problem. But 2 guys are like, PPD, let's go. Round 2. 50 calls. Awesome. 50 calls, 5 appointments. Awesome. Now it's 7 o'clock. Guys, no. One more. No. Then they leave. Then I stay. 50 calls, 5 more appointments. Now I show up to the club at 11 o'clock, okay? They left at 7:30. I know. It's a given. You're not gonna beat me.
It's a numbers game again.
Because I'm not gonna stop the most intimidating quality you'll ever find in competition. There's nothing more intimidating than this, nothing. It's not size, it's not strength, it's not power. It's the fact that your opponent is not going to stop and you eventually will. Those who continue and their opponents stop are the most hated people in the world. Elon Musk, when he used to be $2 billion, they're like, this guy's very smart. Then he continues at 100. Then he continues at 250. You think Bezos likes that? You think all these other guys like that? Why do you think they hate the guy? Because he's not stopping.
Now, as a business owner, I value business security above anything else. It's something I've often neglected in my life. It's a big mistake. It's the foundation of any successful business. One of the first things I adopted in a growing team was a password manager for our daily activities. So we chose NordPass, an effortless password manager created by the cybersecurity experts behind NordVPN. Do you know that people waste on average 11 hours per year resetting passwords? And that many times cyber attacks happen due to weak passwords that people use and reuse, such as second to crack it. Imagine having to if one gets compromised, it's game over. With NordPass, I'm able to easily generate and autofill strong passwords across all my devices. No credit card required. So let's just go back a step.
Sure.
You started an insurance company.
Step number 4. Foundations of a successful business, bro. Okay, step number 4. Oh, bro. Okay. Visions of a successful business.
How did you do it? For people listening that know that story of how you built that company up and sold it for hundreds of millions, how?
Okay, so when I first started for 7.5 years, and I was a broker in the other company, right? Transamerica WFG. When I was there, I never produced one person that made $100,000 a year. I was a great salesperson, but I was an okay sales leader. And one day I sit down and I ask, why am I an okay sales leader? And I realized a few things. One, everything about being a great sales leader, you have to be able to transfer skills. So how do you transfer skills? There's a coach in America, a football coach, is no longer with us. His name is Bill Walsh. He produced the most assistant coaches that went to the Super Bowl. And everybody would ask, what made this guy so special? He was famous for always having listicles. What's a listicle? 7 keys to ... 12 keys to ... So he had this manual. He would give it over to you as a coach. You go coach another team. And you're like, hey, how do I fire a player? Okay, page 228. 12 keys to firing your quarterback. Everything was a transferable skill set. I did not have that. My sales business as a sales leader was a personality.
Okay, very interesting probably, but the best option to do that is to write a manual and say like, okay, this is your manual. In this manual are all my skills, or probably you just need to have a meeting with the person and okay, I want you to know this and this. What is the best option, bro?
Driven business, okay? Instead, sales transfer. So my priority became systems. So that was number one. I needed systems. Everything to me was about systems. I built some of the most legendary manuals in the insurance industry that people use, how to put conferences together, how to write letters to your clients, how to overcome objections, how to sell any product in the insurance space. And a lot of the people in the marketplace use that. So it's systems. But this didn't get us to $250 million. We're a $500 million company right now. When I sold it was $250 million. Second thing was, you have to know people and how to move people. People are generally driven by 4 different things. 1 is lifestyle, okay? 2 is purpose, okay? 3
First one was
okay? 2 is driven by 4 different things. 1 is lifestyle, okay?
1. If style.
Okay? 2 is purpose, okay? 3 is like next step. What do I need to do next? Like it's almost like a listicle, what's the next step that I got to, and then the next one is madness. Madness are the psychos. They want to compete. They want to correct an injustice. They're very, if you speak this language to this guy, it will not work. This one is madness. Madness are the psychos. They want to compete. They want to correct an injustice. They're very, if you speak this language to this guy, it will not work. This guy just wants to be directed on whatever his next 3 to 5 moves. This guy wants to know about the enemy. This guy wants to know about who the opponent is. This guy wants to know what's the record to break. That's this guy. This guy is different. He wants to know about the fact that we're making a difference in people's lives and positively impacting, right? This one wants the Ferrari. This one wants to give the middle finger to his teacher in school. This one wants the Lambo, the big house, the watches. So I had to learn how to communicate to my audience based on what drove them. So learning how to drive people is very important.
This is very similar to your research piece earlier when you're talking about your sales process. You've got to do the same with your team.
Yes.
What drives them? What's motivating them?
Exactly.
What do they really want?
For
Not
sure.
what you want, what do they want?
For sure. So that's that. Number 3 is, I go to New York to meet with 6 investment bankers. This was one of the best
To
experiences.
invest in the company, invest in this.
Yeah, to invest in the insurance company. And I wanted to know what my company was worth. By the time I'm done, I'm like, so, hey, if my EBITDA is 10 million, what am I worth? Everybody said, what's your business? After like 6 hours with all these guys, I'm a 5x EBITDA. I said, so let me get this straight. I'm doing 10 million a year and I'm just worth 50 million? Yeah. That's it? Yeah. I'm not interested in that. I said, tell me which insurance companies recently have sold that are 15, 20x. He starts giving me the names. I said, why do they sell for 15 to 20x? They're tech enabled. Tell me more. I said, I have technology. He says, is it yours or are you renting it? No, I'm renting it, but it's still, I'm using it. He says, no one gives a shit. What's yours? I said, nothing. We went back, raised $10 million, started a software called Bamboo, became tech enabled, sold the company for 16x EBITDA.
Owning the IP is so underrated. People don't understand this.
This was the key for the big payday.
It made it scalable too, right? It's another form of system.
It's unbelievable what it did. So part of it is being a good sales leader. Part of it was being systematic. Part of it was knowing how to communicate to different people in different ways. And then it was technology. I can give you more. I'm just giving you some of the basics right now.
When do you know to outsource and when do you know to build it yourself like that?
Whatever's going to help my business scale exponentially on valuation, I'm going to do that. If it's outsourcing more than me building, I'm going to do that. But 9 out of 10 times it's building than outsourcing. And so eventually I'm sitting there like, I'm renting all these softwares. Okay. Can I take my 7 and put 7 of them into 2? Yes. That's what we did. I'll rent this one, but I'll take this 6 and make it 1. Let it rip. And then it went. I mean, everybody in the insurance industry knows about our software who built their business like ours. And by the way, we never did leads. We never gave leads. 100% of our sales guys always got their leads themselves. All our competitors were selling leads to their guys. We never did that. Everybody had to do it themselves.
And what you're building today, does it have the same structure?
No, today's a very different story. If you want to race, I'll show you what I'm doing today.
Just before we go there, so when you started the business, did you have money to start the business, or did you raise
$500,000.
So you
I had
$500,000.
$500,000.
So you saved up from your past endeavors, and that's how you started the company, and then you raised money because you had 88%. So you sold some equity, gave some to staff, I'm assuming, right? And that's how you built the business with $500,000.
So it was my $500,000. That's one. Then I raised the first million, but this was revenue-backed funding. I paid 33%
you used the
for
500
this.
to get to revenue.
Yes.
You got this to revenue before you then raised money.
Yeah, then I raised $1 million, which was expensive money. Then 3 was 10 million. Then 4, I raised 35 to buy out all my, former investors. Then 5, we sold.
It's very important, just quickly, for people that realize you didn't have experience at this point. It wasn't,
Never.
they didn't
I've never
back you
done
because
this.
you'd done it previously.
I've never raised money. I've never been a CEO of a company. I didn't know what I was doing.
What do you think? Was it the discovery bit that got you the money? Did you research people before you pitched them, or was it just
No,
you did a lot of
what by far, if you were to ask me why I was able to pull this off, is I recruited people very well. I recruited a guy whom I was introduced to in 2008, who is now probably my best friend and my business partner, Tom Ellsworth. This guy has raised and sold $2.2 billion of companies. He was part of Jamdat. It was the first video game on phones. He sold that for $680 million in 2004.
How did you convince him to join?
Well, we met at church. First, my pastor introduced me to him.
Common moral code.
Then our wives introduced him to him. Then he introduced me to Vista.
Okay. One important lesson that I'm learning right now is that you need to have contacts, because people introduce you to other people, and that's how you can get someone into your business or whatever, bro. So one important lesson is to have contacts, bro. Make contacts, meet people, and at the end you will have the people, the person that you need or you want in your team, bro. But you need to have contacts, make contacts, bro.
Vistage. I was part of Vistage for about a couple of years. Vistage is like the largest CEO networking group. You pay $1,500 a month, and 8-9 people come together, and they're from different industries, and you're processing issues together. So then during this time, him and I went to probably 20 or 30 events together, Inc. 500, we went to this, we went to that. And then whenever we go, we'd share rooms. So we became very good friends. Then in 2014, I asked him, I said, hey, what's your next thing? He says, what do you mean? I invited him to one of my events in 2011 with Steve Wozniak. He got emotional because he saw what we were doing. He's like, this is amazing what you're doing. 14, I said, hey, why don't you come and be the president of the company? He says, I don't have a background in insurance. I said, who cares? I want to be tech enabled. He came in, became the president. For 6 months, he was living in Texas. When he would fly out in California, he lived in one of my bedrooms in my house. 6 months later, we moved to Texas. And then from there...
Wait a minute.
Business with
Texas. Fly out in California, he lived in one of my bedrooms in my house. 6 months later, we moved to Texas. And then from there, we've been doing business together since.
I love people doing business with friends. It's another thing. It's a misunderstanding. Don't do business with friends. It's one of those things out in the ether. Actually, it's very powerful if you get it right. You can literally hang out together, have fun. Totally underrated word as well.
And by the way, this part, the reason why this is important, I've never raised money. This guy had raised 2.2 billion. So I needed a guy who was an operations guy. He was a great PM. He was a technology guy. You know the last interview when Bill Gates and Steve Jobs did? I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I love that interview.
In red chairs.
They have respect for each other.
Guess
They're
what?
enemies.
Of course. There was 300 people invited to that meeting. You know who was one of them? Tom was one of them.
Wow.
He was in the room.
Finally, just going back to the beginning. If someone's listening to this, their mind's been blown about how you've achieved this all from those early days, that 12-year-old kid. If you were starting today, you've got no money, you want to give 3 or 4 steps Someone listening who is ambitious, has it, what can you give them?
Go make a list of 20 people who are the biggest killers in your community that you admire and find a way to work for one of them. And
Okay, wow. Make a list of 20 people.
rank them. Your community that you admire and find a way to work for one of them. And rank them. Number 1 is this guy. Number 2 is this guy. Number 3 is this guy. Number 4 is this guy. Number 5 is this guy. Start here and then boom. But every one of them you want to work for. By the way, 90% of it is this for me. There's nothing about that. Recruit who you want to work for. Sell this person why you should go work for them. And let them know how special of a guy you are, a gal you are when you're working for their company.
Relevant skill set, like my team, I've got 17 people working in my team. All of them have gone and learned a skill that is so useful to what I'm trying to do. I think that's another thing. Is that maybe on your second thing? Learn a skill or bring some value to these people. Because if you just DM them, if I DM you and say, hey, can I come and work for you because it'll be good for me? You'll be like,
Bring them value, bro. You need to be valuable in order to work for them. They need you, bro.
get lost, you know, like, so they've got to bring some value to you. So if they say to you, right, I figured out the TikTok algorithm, I know exactly how to get you viral on TikTok. Give me a chance. Let me do it for one post for you for free. They prove value to you. How do people get in the door on this?
Listen, if I know my basic rules that I follow are 4 things. I know I'm going to outwork everybody, but so that's not enough.
That's how you tell people, those 20 people.
I know if you come in, I know I'm going to do this. Number 2, I know I'm going to out improve you. I just know I am. Okay, I know I'm not going to stop. Number 3 is out strategize. Okay, because you need this. This is very valuable. And the last one is the one we talked about earlier, which is the most intimidating one. I'm going to outlast you. So if somebody comes in with this mindset, no matter where you put us, we're going to figure it out. For me, I went to Bally's. I didn't know how to sell, but I read every book I could on selling. I became obsessed about selling. So for me, number 2 is I've read 2,000 business books. This became my obsession, purely.
You've got one more now that's going to teach you so much. So get ready.
I love the title, but I became obsessed with business books. And the way I read wasn't based on what people recommended me. This is how I read. I have 600 books in my office. I'm not planning on reading any one of them. You know why? Because I choose.
Bro, wait a minute. Because this is very important. This is very important, bro. Wait. Just wait. Yo! One more subscriber, bro! Yo, let's go! One more, bro! I have a new subscriber, bro! Yes! Let's go! 76 subscribers! Yo! Thank you so much! Probably from the new reel I upload. Let me check analytics, bro. Wait. Let me check analytics. I want to know if this new follower is from the new video I upload. Let me check this with you guys. I have 0 viewers, but no problem. YouTube.com, bro. Okay, let's go. View your channel. Okay, perfect. Shorts, probably from the new shirt.
Hola. What's up?
No. Intro videos. YouTube Creator Studio. Shorts. Duration, playlist, videos, analytics. Let me check, bro. I want to know where this new subscriber comes from. Or from the live stream. I don't know, bro. Where's the new video I upload, bro? See more. I can't find it. Where is the new video, bro? Today I upload this video. Probably don't show me information because I recently upload this video. I don't know why this video don't show me. I can see the information of this video, but okay. I'm not sure, probably I will check it tomorrow, but for now the only thing I know is that I get a new subscriber, bro. Yo, let's go! 76! Yo! Let's go, bro, let's go!
Choose what book I want to read at this phase of my life. So for example, I would read books based on topics. Let's just say it's going to be sales. I suck in sales right now. I'd buy every book on Amazon with 500 plus reviews, that's 4+ star, and I would read those books, every one of them at order. That's all I'm reading.
I mean, depends. Your book, I mean, to sit with you and have time with you is so expensive. Buy the book. What's it cost, that book?
Probably $15. I don't know what
you can
it
get
costs.
your knowledge, all of your knowledge in one book.
$18.
But
Yeah.
why don't people buy all of the books of all the successful people they admire? Like,
Why don't they?
I don't know why they don't.
That's the great thing, though. You don't want them to buy. That's what makes you special that you do.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. The reality is people are not going to do it. So it was sales. Then it was negotiation. Then it was raising money. Then it was biographies. Then it was politics. Then it was faith. Then it was like one time when one of my enemies, really tried to bully me. I read a book called 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene for 2 years straight, was playing in my car on repeat. Everybody would sit in my car for 2 years and they would look at me like, "You're still listening to this?" Yes. Why? We're going to war. Okay, period. For 2 years straight, this is all I ever listened to in the car. Robert Greene. So
It became a part of you. This strategy and knowledge became
It's
a
not
part
even
of you.
funny how much of maybe it's a little too psychological, but it's definitely part of me.
Yeah.
So the books, 3, if your language, you're a friend or a relative, and your language had words that I didn't like, I couldn't be around you anymore. If you spoke a certain language, I just can't be around
So
you.
you cut people out that weren't right. That's what you're talking about. Young people should
Like
people starting a business should think.
Cutthroat. I'm out.
They're not bringing value to you. Gone.
I'm out.
Fair.
I am out. Okay, I am out.
I actually had to get
here.
rid of my mother. I had to get rid of
Okay.
my mother in my life for that same reason.
Your mother?
My own mother was poisoned in my life. So that's how hardcore I'm married to someone from Asia who revere parents, like look up to them no matter what. So for me to tell my wife I can't talk to my mum anymore was a big deal, right, in their culture.
Till today?
Till today I still don't speak to her, yeah. But that's so hard, this bit, because those people probably love you. Those probably seem like they care about you.
You
Some
know
of those
who
people-
else had a lot of people had complicated relationships with their mother. You know who was one of them? George Washington.
Yeah.
You ever heard the story of it?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Okay, so that's this one.
You're
okay?
ruthless about this though, right?
I'm not even, there's zero tolerance. You could be blood, I'm not dealing with you. I can't do it because you're getting in the way and you're.
Do you tell them straight or you just
straight up in a respectful
Flop
way?
their calls.
Straight up in a more, number 4, whatever is your addiction, you got to give that up. I gave it up. And I would say 5, if this is my brain and I had all these things that was consuming percentages of my brain, I eliminated it to make me more focused on fewer things. So if I was part of certain leagues, fantasy football, whatever it was that I was doing, I don't have time for this.
Don't waste your
So I
brain power.
eliminated anything that was consuming any of my brain power. I'm out. And I made it more focused.
How did you decide what to keep in your life that from a mind? So for example, I don't own any property except for business because I think it distracts my brain. If I'm renting out a premises and I have to deal with the tenant or even the company managing the tenant,
Same here.
I don't bother.
I don't like
and everyone will tell you, as soon as I've made money in my company, everyone told me to buy property and rent it out.
No desire.
This takes up your
I have no
mind.
desire. I have no desire for that.
Any other examples like that where you clear your mind, you think? I mean, I do think like Netflix and stuff is part of this problem for a lot of people, like addiction to...
Like, I'll give you an idea. Last time I listened to radio is '03. I'm a big hip hop guy. Like, I'm a massive hip hop guy, R&B, gangster rap. I know all of it. But my gangster rap and hip hop ended in '03. The last time I listened to the radio was '03. I've not listened to the radio since '03. So everything was about educational, feeding me, helping me grow. That's my interest. And if all of a sudden you catch yourself getting stuck in the swiping up type of business, I'm like, hey, boom. No, go watch an educational video or listen to your audiobook.
That's why you make content too, right?
Yeah.
You're not consuming content, you're making content.
I'm making
Which ironically,
content,
people
yeah.
consuming our content,
Yeah.
they need to switch their
Yeah.
brains to making content,
Yeah.
not consuming it.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm creating content every single day, bro. I go live and I post every single day, bro. That's the reason why I post every
Yeah.
single day.
That's what I
Watch
was
Straight
saying.
Outta Compton, by the way, have you watched that?
Of course.
That is a whole different, that is an education program. That's
Very much.
entrepreneurial.
I can tell you where I watch it and what happened. I was on Palm Springs on the way back from an event I had with a couple thousand people. On the way back, me, Mario, and Jennifer going to watch Straight Outta Compton. I forgot I had a case of wine given to me in my truck, and it was 110 degrees. We watched Straight Outta Compton. Tom Ellsworth's in the car. We come back. Every one of the wine bottles blew up in the rental car. The car smells like crap with all the wine for 2.5 hours. We had the most fiery conversation on the drive back from Palm Springs because we watched Straight Outta Compton in Palm Springs. It was the best.
I have that on loop in the background, whatever I'm doing. There is one thing I personally want to add, but I want to know if there's anything you've missed before I throw my own opinion in. There's one more thing. What do you think?
I'll tell you one last thing, okay? I just came from a meeting with my staff, and I'm going to reveal to you something I've been talking about the last few months that is purely an obsession of mine, okay? So let's play a game. For somebody that builds a $1 trillion company versus a $100 billion company, what is the biggest difference between these two guys? For somebody that builds a $100 billion
Mentality, probably.
company versus a $10 billion company, what's the difference? 10 billion to 1 billion, what's the difference? A billion to 100 million, what's the difference? If we go and we size these five, what do you think is the real difference between a $1 trillion company and a $100 billion company?
The story,
Okay,
the vision, back to what you said earlier.
what else?
The people to actually make it happen.
What else? It's crazy. It's crazier.
Bro, it's difficult. What else? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Thinking about it right now, right? Let me tell you why. Had a meeting this last week with my CTO, my CHRO, my CSO, my president, and my CIO. And I said, listen, guys, I'm going on a 40-year run. I'm 45 years old right now. I'm going till I'm 85. And if I'm healthy, I'm going to keep going. But I'm going 40-year run. I said, I don't know if you're going to be with me for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You get to pick and choose how long. I'm going 40, right? I said, but regardless, since I know I'm going 40, and regardless, since we know we have all this stuff that we've built, integrated businesses, what's the difference between, we're going to have to work hard anyways, because you think the guys that build a $1 trillion company work harder than a $1 billion, $100 billion? No.
I worked hardest when I had a gardening company. Like, you know, that small little company was the harder work because I couldn't go on holiday.
So you're getting close.
Yeah. Okay.
So what do you think is the difference?
It's infinite. It's never ending. It's not.
But
an end
it's
goal.
so simple though. Trust me, you know. It's not the people, okay? Walmart has 2.5 million employees. Some of these companies only have 100,000 and they're trillion-dollar companies. What is the difference between Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, name them, say Facebook? What is the difference between them and a $100 billion company?
Delayed gratification?
Nope. By the way, it's actually so freaking
But
ridiculously
the only way I can
simple.
reverse engineer this question is to think of someone who's doing it. Elon Musk isn't just he's not competing with NASA. He's literally saving the planet in his head.
Okay.
Right? So I can't help but say it's some form of vision.
It is, but think about that. All he's doing is he's solving a bigger problem. The only difference between these guys is the problem they're solving is bigger, not smaller. It's a bigger problem they're solving. And the bigger the problem you solve, the more money the market will pay you. For example,
Whoa, bro. What an important lesson. I will take notes about this. The bigger the problem you solve, the higher the market is going to pay you. Perfect.
Amazon originally starts off to want to do what? Books.
Yeah.
Okay?
Then his
Okay.
customers say, I wouldn't mind some windscreen wiper blades.
That's right. And then what comes?
Then they say, well, I wouldn't mind
Everything.
getting everything basically.
Right? But then what comes up at this level?
Technology has
Then
to be
somebody says, hey, how about we have a hosting company? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Amazon Web Services starts 60 to 80% margins. You know who runs Amazon Web Services? A guy named Andy Jassy. You know what ends up happening to Andy? Andy is now the CEO of Amazon.
Well, it's
Amazon.
the biggest profitable margin business in it all because they already have all this stack.
So check this out. Check this out. This wasn't intentional. This became accidental. And this is increasing the valuation the most, right? But while you're going, you're forcing everybody on your team to be thinking about a bigger problem to solve. Okay? If you go to Apple, same thing with them. They build everything that's integrated, right? Our idea right now with our company, that I had the conversation with them today, is what I want us to do is to be thinking about, because we're going on a run no matter what. What do we need to do to be a $100 billion company? And what do we need to do to be a $1 trillion company? Versus just, because right now the way we're growing, we'll be a $10 billion company within 5 to 10 years. That's not it's not bragging. We're not like, hey, we're gonna be a $10 billion company. No, it's a given. But man, if we're gonna be doing it, what do we need to do to go think like this or like this? So now everyone leaves the meeting thinking, what if we solve that problem? So for example, back in the days, Carnegie versus Rockefeller, right? Carnegie is what? Steel. Rockefeller is what? Railroad and oil and whatever you want to call it, right? This guy, Carnegie, was bullying this guy. He's like, who the hell are you? I've been around the block, I'm Carnegie. He says, excuse me? No problem. You want to talk shit to me and not get back to me? That's great, Mr. Carnegie. My railroads are no longer moving your steel. Oh shit, we have a problem. No shit, Sherlock. Give me a call. And they did. You know who that person is today? Musk. Everybody thought Musk was trying to compete in the car company, car business. No, he wasn't.
Robots. And
He built battery plants, chargers all across the country. Guess who needs him? Every car company, including the government that talks shit to him, now they're knocking on his door. See, to him,
Bro! So what? Wait, what? Because he's not competing in the cars company, but he's competing in the batteries company? Or wait, what? I get lost.
Carnegie, he says, excuse me? No problem. You want to talk shit to me and not get back to me? That's great, Mr. Carnegie. My railroads are no longer moving your steel. Oh shit, we have a problem. No shit, Sherlock. Give me a call. And they did. You know who that person is today? Musk. Everybody thought Musk was trying to compete in the car company, car business. No, he wasn't.
robots. And
He built battery plants, chargers all across the country. Guess who needs him? every car company, including the government that talks shit to him, now they're knocking on his door. Wow. See, to him, he just saw the big
Whoa, bro. Whoa. I never thought about that, bro. Whoa.
problem over and over and over again. So for us, what mindset we're at, we've already solved this one. We've already solved this one. Almost we're there. We're gonna solve this within 5 to 10 years. But what do we need for this and for this? So for somebody that's watching this, if you're continuously thinking about, you're growing the business, you're gonna do the 80 hours a week. You're gonna do this part no matter what. But you can do 80 hours a week and solve a problem that's a 1 versus solve a problem that's a 10. The work is gonna be the same amount of work, but the size of wealth that you create could be 100-fold.
For people listening, I know the answer, I think, but I want to validate this. Why, if you're not going to sell a company, does it matter that it's worth $1 trillion?
Why, if you're not gonna, why care if it's $1 trillion? It's not just about the trillion. It's about how big you think. Because if I'm gonna be working and driving, why not think bigger about the problems to solve? So I have resources to be able to make a bigger positive impact. Why just go for the small?
Bro, that gives me a very important lesson. Not only create, become the provider, bro. Yo, bro. Boom. Wow, bro.
Why just go and be, hey, I want to be a great basketball player in my city. I want to be a great basketball player in my state. I'm going to be a great basketball player in my country. I want to be a great basketball player. I'm going to be the greatest basketball player in the world. Why not think bigger? And in business, part of it is, you're like, well, in basketball and sports, you need genetics. In business, maybe a little bit of genetics. But in business, if a culture is created to constantly be thinking about a bigger problem to solve, and everybody's bought into the vision that if we run for this, I'm going to be rewarded as well long term, let it rip. Let's go see what we're capable of doing. It's a level of excitement and enthusiasm. And if you can get everybody bought in, that becomes a movie that we all end up eventually watching and, reading about.
Plus, you can attract any talent when you're thinking that big. I mean, I always loved the thing with Steve Jobs, with the guy, the Coca-Cola guy, like, do you want to make fizzy drink or change the world?
That's right.
That's basically also it, isn't it? Like, you can bring any talent in when you've got this sort of vision, and that makes it happen. It's self-fulfilling.
No question.
Right? Whew, I loved it. Thank you so much for taking
Anytime.
time. You are an absolute rock star. We're off now to have some chicken. Thanks very much for listening. And remember, use the code Simon at nordpass.com/
for this knowledge, bro. Wow. Oh, bro. What an incredible video, bro. Blew my mind, bro. I'm like, wait, what? And the last part was mind-blowing. Bro, amazing. Whoa, bro. Whoa, bro. It's amazing, bro. Oh, the last part. Bro. Epic. So, right now. Okay. Let me show you what are my plans for my shoes brand, bro. Because today I had the call with the person that is helping me with all this process to create my shoes brand. So, okay, wait a minute. I want to sell shoes for a very specific avatar, persons that love running and person that's love dancing, bro. That's my avatar. And I also look for a specific model this specific model because it's very interesting and strange, and bro is strange, bro. Look at this model, bro. Whoa, it's very strange. But I need to make. I need to. I need to do a market research, bro. I need to do a market research because I need to know if this model is selling very well or not. And also, what the person that is helping me with all this process told me is that I need to look for providers in Alibaba. Baba.com. Okay. Is this shoes? Is this shoe? Or is very similar to this? It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar, bro. Shopping. Okay. Whoa, bro. What a powerful video we watched. Okay, time for Google Games. Let's play Pac-Man, bro. Ay! Yo, bro! Oh, damn! Okay, no problem. Yo, bro, yo, okay. This is my last life. I got it. Let's go. Wait.
four main types of businesses. So
Damn. Okay. Okay, I need to try again. Damn. No problem. Okay, let's go. I got this, bro. Oh, bro! Run! Let's go! Okay. Level 2. Damn! Okay, no problem. Let's go, bro. I got this, bro. Oh! Ah! Game over, bro. Okay. Let's play the snake game, bro. My record is 54-53. What's up, bro? Hello. Perfect. slow, bro. Okay, let's just stop here, bro. Okay, right now, what do I need to do in order to make $1 million? What do I need to do to make $1 million, bro? Because I only have 11 months, 17 days, and 2 hours to make $1 million, bro. Also, bro, I have no viewers, bro, but I'm learning a lot, bro. I'm learning a lot, so that's okay. And I also want to start a shoes brand, bro. So I'm looking for providers in China. That's all what I'm doing, bro. What else can I do right now in order to make $1 million? Probably create content, bro, because I need to be the most viral person on the internet, and I only have 76 followers, bro. 76 followers, subscribers, bro. Subscribers. I only have 76 subscribers. Probably creating content, bro, because right now I can't do anything else, bro. I need to create content, bro. Let me check all my socials. Okay. Okay. What else can I do to get more subscribers, bro? Okay, I really want to watch this video, bro. Consistency and patience, bro. That's how you go far. Don't quit just because motivation is slow, bro. Okay, bro. Thank you for that advice. I really want to watch this video because Simon make a post in which he thought that he
Your business is
recorded
one
a
of these
video with Mr. Beast, and right now here is the video.
Tell you who was prepared, my cameraman Dudley.
Okay, let's watch this video, bro.
I pitched to Mr. Beast and he said yes.
Can we collab?
I got an idea.
I've been pitching to people for years. Today, I'm going to walk you through the play-by-play behind how I created an opportunity to pitch to Mr. Beast, made the pitch count, and ultimately walked out the room with a win. The first thing I want to teach you is that luck is something you have to be prepared for. And in this particular case, I wasn't that prepared because I wanted to go to the toilet.
I'll go to the toilet's here.
But I tell you who was prepared. My cameraman Dudley. He left the camera running, and guess what? Luck struck, and we were ready.
Mr. Beast, what's your dream? What's up? What's your dream? To be the biggest YouTuber ever. Can we collab? I got an idea. I'm going to see you later.
Now, the second lesson I'm going to teach you, doors will close on you even when you've had luck. There was Mr. Beast, but the door closed, the opportunity left. So what did I do next? And this is the second lesson I need to teach you. I figured out who else Mr. Beast was in town with, and I reached out to him.
Hey JD, to meet you. You alright, mate?
Great to meet you, JD. Nice to meet you.
too.
If you want to reach someone, you need to figure out everything about them. Who are their friends? Who's walking their dog? Get to know their network, because if you can't get direct to the person you want to speak to, you can go direct to the people that know them and have the relationship to get you in there.
Is it possible to go see him?
Yeah,
I think he knows who I am now because he just looks at me.
Every big deal I've ever done has had gatekeepers.
Hang here for a while. Okay.
The third point I want to teach you here is that you need to be patient.
We're filming a quick collab after.
Well, we're going straight down to
Yeah.
the next appointment from
Yeah.
here.
2 minutes, that's all it was, just a quick 2 minutes.
Yeah.
3 years I've been trying to get hold of Mr. Beast. This is 3 years.
Every time you ever get a sale, especially a big deal like I'm about to do here, there will always be big dogs blocking you. So how do you deal with a roadblock? You basically have to do the Uno reverse card, and this is what I mean.
We can walk down with him if it helps.
Maybe afterwards.
I've got to go after this, unfortunately.
So this is the thing that no one teaches you in sales. You're not there to be submissive. When he says, "Can I come back later?" I say, no. Now that changes the dynamic. That's what you want gatekeepers to feel like. You want them to feel like, actually this person's important, despite the fact they've been chasing me, and I could lose my job if I don't let them in. The next thing I want to share in sales is you've got to have empathy for the person you're selling to.
How are you, mate? Good. I know you're tired.
No, no worries.
I appreciate you.
Nice to meet you.
These people are busy no matter who they are. Give them respect.
Where would the best lighting be?
This is fine, don't worry. You got to run in a minute, so it's real quick.
And don't be alpha male when you walk in the room. Like, connect to people. Try to be genuine.
You're actually one of my inspirations.
But now, an important lesson. Establish why you are in the room. Establish your authority.
I won $1 million here last year. They gave me $1 million cash, and I've been giving it away all year to fund people's dreams.
One of the keys to getting any sale done is what's happening here. You need to establish synergy in the businesses. What does the person you're selling to
Very important lesson. You need to establish synergy in the business.
actually need? What does Mr. Beast need? You could argue nothing. But what he will always appreciate is someone doing the same thing that he's doing.
You have pioneered a model where we use YouTube as a platform to inform people, to educate people, to entertain people.
Yeah.
But we're using that money to fund people's dreams.
So I'm establishing, one, a bit of respect for him, which by the way he will always mirror, and two, that we have synergy in our business models. So it's not so much establishing that he needs me, but it's establishing that we are similar, and that could lead to a connection.
For profit, for good is my model. I just want to make money and then give that money away to fund people's dreams.
That's the same thing we do. I love
Exactly, yes.
One of the things in sales that I see so many people make the mistake to do is they don't share their personal story.
I was 15 years old when I got kicked out of home, and I was homeless. And I tried to get a job and I couldn't. And then I went to social services for help and they told me no because I was a man and I should just get on with it. And so I had to start a company, but no one ever taught me that at school, that it was possible to take an idea from my head and make it real.
Yeah.
And I want that taught in schools.
Yep.
And so that's my dream, to teach people that, a fixed education system.
Why you're in that room and why you are personally driven to sell something or do something matters. By sharing your personal story, if that person doesn't relate or care, maybe you don't want the deal. And that's just as important as getting the deal.
I become semi-famous on social media, not as famous as you, of course.
Now, this is why I don't like the word sales, because sometimes it is indicating that you're trying to get a sale.
Being famous is a slightly dangerous thing. I think people have misunderstood it.
What you're actually doing, and what I'm trying to do here, is establish a connection.
I think it's a sacrifice, worth it if you have a mission.
One of the hardest things I have found building a YouTube channel and doing social media is fame. I personally struggled with it. And I wanted to speak to someone who probably is one of the most famous people on the planet, how he dealt with it.
What's your take on fame?
Yeah, I mean, if you had to choose between wealth or fame, obviously pick wealth, because fame, I don't need to state the obvious. There's a lot of negatives that come with it. There's obviously a lot of positives. In my case, I mean, this is all I've ever wanted, was to be a YouTuber, to help people, to entertain, you know, hundreds of millions of people. And so for me, it doesn't matter how bad it gets. I mean, I just love creating content. It just is what it is.
Now, I wasn't doing it to get the sale closed. I was genuinely interested in this subject. The point I'm trying to make is something you have in common can bond you. You are selling to a person, not a company. What does that person have in common with you can be a huge bond to make a deal happen. And that's partly what I'm doing here. Now the pitch, probably the most important part of any sales process. The best advice I can give you is don't blink.
One final thing. I want to help 1,000 people in a video make their dream a reality.
Whoa, 1,000's quite a bit.
What I mean by don't blink, say it with conviction. Say it like you believe it. You actually have to believe it, you know, in a core, because people can spot bullshit when you're selling to them.
We help 2 people a day already. We fund them, we promote them, we support them. We got 10 million views on the video yesterday that we put out, helping someone's dream. I know with you, 1,000's easy. We can do it.
I have never ever sold anything I don't believe in. If I pitched him something small and blinked, he wouldn't do it. I pitched him something big with conviction, it's likely to happen.
Let's do a fun war. Whoever funds the 1,000 dreams or not when we do the video. I'll fund them all or you fund them all. Whoever wins the fun war.
Oh, thumb war?
Fun war, ready?
Okay.
Now in sales, you've probably heard the terminology always be closing. I have a slight update on this.
1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a fun war.
So the real question is, always be closing what?
You have a long thumb. I found out something people don't know about Mr. Beast.
What do you really want to close when you're pitching? I just closed a deal with Mr. Beast, and I'm going to make one of the most amazing videos in the world with your help, helping people dream. But I have to invest in that relationship. So I am investing millions of dollars in my relationship with Mr. Beast because I'm thinking long term and I'm thinking big.
Wait, he won!
Important lesson, you need to think long term. Business is a long term game, bro.
I have to fund the 1,000 dreams.
Don't think instantly, what can you make out of someone?
Wait, I feel
That's
bad
fair.
for winning now.
Don't wait.
Okay.
It's done.
Do whatever you can to build the relationship with the person you're selling to. And don't think closing is instantly getting the contract signed. Closing is instantly building a relationship and respect for each other over time for any deal to get done.
You're an awesome human being. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you get some rest.
Most of the people I work with over the last 35 years, I can still call them up now and do a deal with them, even though they're a different company and I'm doing a different thing, because we built up respect and trust and we were kind to each other, we did the right thing. And this is something in sales I desperately want people to learn, that sales isn't about getting the deal instantly, it's about getting a relationship over time that stands the test of time. There's one more thing I want to teach you.
Keep it letting that happen. You're going to help people. You don't even realise, I don't think.
He almost cost me the deal, but I must treat him with respect. And so I also have to give him credit for letting me in the room, because you know what? Later they'll have a meeting and they'll talk about me. They'll talk about how I treated the gatekeeper. And that gatekeeper's there for a reason.
That's perfect.
And that's it, folks. If you want to be one of the people in the next Beast video with us, let me know down below. About how I treated the gatekeeper. And that gatekeeper's there for a reason.
That's perfect.
And that's it, folks. If you want to be one of the people in the next Beast video with us, let me know down below.
Tu decisión clave es
Oh my.
Tell you who was
microphone
prepared.
torn off. Oh, bro. I was talking about that. These are the 3 key points that we'll learn from this video. First, You need to establish synergy in the business. Second, share your personal story. Third, what a person have in common with you can help you make a deal. 3 key points, bro. I learned from this video. Okay, and right now I don't know what to do next, bro. Because I'm making no money, I have no money, and I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do. I just need more viewers, more subscribers, and I have no fucking idea what to do. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. Okay. What do you want me to do, guys? Drop it in the chat, bro. Please. Because right now I have no idea. I have no idea, bro. Let's look at the analytics of my videos, bro. I need to know what's working, what's not working, in order to create better content, bro. I want to create the best content in the world, bro. Okay, 0 viewers right now, bro. No problem. Hey, comments, 1 like. This video get 1 like. 1 like, bro. Got 1 like. Zero viewers right now, bro. Four one two one one three two three two 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 three four one. Oh, bro, this is very hard. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, bro. But I have no idea what to do. Alex Hormozzi. If you don't know what to do, study. If you already know what to do, do it. If you are doing it, keep doing it and never stop. So let's study. Because if I want $1 million, I need to know how to make $1 million, bro. Oh, my new video have 4 views, bro. My video has a lot of views. No, probably not a lot, but has 4 views. My video right now has 40 views, bro. Let's go. Four views. Okay. This video sounds interesting.
Sora 2 is now on Artlist.
And you're still here? Go to artlist.io.
It's a huge YouTube issue.
The algorithm is not working.
The YouTube algorithm has changed.
Something's a bit weird on YouTube.
YouTube currently has a huge problem on the platform, and it is a problem that is affecting everyone.
You're not crazy. YouTube have made some big changes, and I have data from over 500 channels to prove it. See, recently, more and more creators have been talking about their views going down for no apparent reason. And this isn't one of those your content sucks, get good situations. My channel was averaging 150.
My content sucks, bro. Nobody likes my content. Okay.
50k views per video. Now I'm stuck at around 60k a video. Quality is the same, nothing is different. Another comment I saw, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, almost at 1 million subscribers. And this is the first time in all that time I've noticed a significant sustained drop in views. I used to average 1 to 10k views per video. Now I'm lucky to get 20 views. And they're not alone. Even the biggest creators are suffering. Valio.co shows the top 100 YouTubers combined views went down over 50% in just 1 week. So what's caused all this? Did the algorithm change? Is YouTube gonna pull a Vine, or is it something else entirely? Well, contrary to popular belief, after looking at the data, I don't believe these view drops were caused by YouTube restricted mode, AI slop, ad blocker not counting views, or even seasonal trends. Sure, ad block and seasonality did have some effect, but I think I found the 2 biggest reasons so many creators' views have actually gone down, and feels like nobody's talking about it. So let me explain. Quick context, I work with a lot of creators. Usually they give me access to their channels. And so when I started hearing about creators and even entire niches getting significantly less views, I started exploring the analytics of the 500 plus channels I have access to. And what I found has honestly made me a bit scared for the future of YouTube. So what I did was I exported all the data from these channels I had access to and created this graph, which overwhelmed data lines, I get it. But this graph is actually one of the keys to uncovering where these view drops have been coming from. It shows the combined amount of views being generated by shorts across over 500 channels I have access to. Each colored line represents a different traffic source. So for example, the purple line represents the amount of people clicking on shorts they see in the search results. The pink purple-ish line, I know I'm an artist, that shows the amount of viewers clicking on shorts they see in their homepage. Now let's just follow these lines for a bit. If we come back here to 2024, you can see that both the pink and pinkish purple line are relatively low. And this tells us not as many shorts were being promoted in search or on the YouTube homepage. But then in early 2025, you can see they start to go up. They get particularly high in April and May, before dropping down a tad and stabilizing here. And here's what I want you to look at. Notice how much higher these lines are here, where we are now, compared to where they were back in 2024. It's roughly double, and what this seems to be telling us is YouTube is promoting shorts on viewers' homepages and in search much more than it used to. But what does this have to do with creators' views going down? Well, let's go back in time for a sec. Take a look at this. This is what your typical YouTube homepage looked like back in 2024. So this is back here when the pink and purple lines were flatter. You can see 2 rows of long form videos with 5 videos per row. So a total of 10 long form videos being promoted. And then below that, we have a row of shorts. Now let's fast forward a bit and see what YouTube looks like around the beginning of 2025. You can see we've gone from 2 rows of 5 long form videos to 2 rows of 3 long form videos. And if we fast forward to the present, this is what the typical YouTube homepage looks like. And I've looked at a bunch of different screenshots from different users in Australia, Asia, US, Europe, and they almost always all seem to have 1 row of 2 to 3 long form videos, and then this grossly obese row of shorts taking up the entire rest of the screen.
Okay, I want to check that. Okay.
And this isn't just something that's happening on desktop homepages. If you load up YouTube on your mobile, usually the first thing you'll see is a fat block of shorts taking up your entire screen. And also, when you use YouTube search, the amount of shorts that now show up is staggering. But the thing is, there's only so much space on viewers.
Whoa. It's true. It's true.
Screens. So for YouTube to be able to promote these extra shorts, they had to cut back on the amount of long form videos they're promoting to viewers. Now you would think this makes shorts views go up across the board while long form views go down. But from the data I'm seeing, what actually seems to be happening is the overall amount of views being generated by long form videos across the platform isn't really taking a hit, probably because of reduced decision fatigue. But the diversity of where those views are going is. See, if you're a creator, instead of fighting for 1 out of 10 available slots on the homepage, like back in 2024, you're now fighting for 1 out of 2 to 3 available spots. And so naturally, less videos make the cut, and so views aren't getting distributed to as many middle-class creators. But what can you
strategy is creating shorts, bro?
Actually do about this? Well, before I can get into that, we need to go over the second big thing I found. See, you might look at these changes, the number of available long-form video spots on the homepage decreasing, and think, well, this isn't going to affect big creators. Beast, Robo, Trahan, YouTube's golden boys. Surely they're not going to see a drop in views because their videos are definitely going to claim one of these top spots, right? Well, interestingly, from the data I mentioned earlier, it seems like big creators are experiencing view drops too. But where are their views going? Well, a while back I was talking to my bald YouTube wizard friend Mario, and he noticed something interesting. See, Mario works with some of the biggest creators in the world, and when he looked at their analytics and specifically looked at views coming from older shorts, he noticed that particularly around September, views coming from older shorts seemed to go through the floor. Now, when I heard this, I talked to one of my other friends and he showed me this graph. And the data here shows views coming from older shorts posted by the top 100 YouTubers. And again, you can see this very steep decline, particularly around September, where it seems like all the old shorts on these channels are just getting promoted less. So it seems like YouTube have adjusted their algorithm to have a recency bias, basically taking more views away from older content and allocating it to newer content. But where does all this leave us and what does it mean for the future of YouTube? Well, a bunch of things have happened. We've had the seasonality trends of people going back to school, the ad block issues where YouTube wasn't able to count views for some desktop users. But from what I'm seeing, the 2 biggest issues are 1, less screen real estate being allocated to long form videos in favor of shorts, and 2, older shorts dying off and getting less views than newer ones. And here's what's concerning about all of this. See, I was just at the TikTok Awards. I met a super talented TikToker, 600k followers, getting tens of millions of views, and she was still working a full-time job while living with her parents. Now, I'm not sharing this to shame her, I'm sharing this to illustrate a problem. 80 to 90% of the short-form creators I meet are starving artists. They all talk about how jealous they are of long-form creators. Short-form content is just so much less sustainable. The ad revenue sucks, the conversion rate's terrible, sponsors won't pay as much for it, and in the past, we've seen extreme versions of what can happen when content creation becomes less sustainable. Platforms like Vine didn't die because viewers stopped watching, they died because creators got sick of getting millions of views while still struggling to make ends meet. Now, I've spent hours talking with YouTube, and my impression is they are genuinely good people. Mostly, they're trying to tune the algorithm to reverse engineer what viewers want to watch. But if YouTube chooses to chase short-term metrics at the expense of long-term creator middle-class plus sustainability, the system starts to break. See, if we look 5-10 years down the line, the next generation of innovators, the people who are going to push YouTube forward and do things we've never seen before, the next beast, Robert Trahan, that creator is somewhere out there right now. But if YouTube becomes a platform where more and more creators have to work 3 times as hard for 50% of what they're currently getting, the chances of those creators quitting skyrockets. That's not good. It hurts the diversity and innovation that keeps YouTube fresh. And we know that freshness is something viewers care about too. If someone watching this has better data than me, feel free to reach out. I would love to be proven wrong here. But from what I'm seeing, essentially it seems like older shorts are getting a lot less views than they once were, and less digital real estate being allocated to long form videos on the search page and homepage, particularly of desktop and mobile. So what do we do from here? Well, if you're a creator and you just care about getting more views, you don't really care about sustainability, I think now is a good time to be posting shorts. Competition for long form slots is getting tougher, particularly in certain niches. So if you want to get views on your long form videos, the tough love here is you're just going to have to up your game. But at the same time, if you or any creators you know have been experiencing these view drops, please share this video, post it on Twitter, tag YouTube. I know Todd, I know Renee, they are good people. And if they notice enough creators struggling with this, they will, probably quietly, make changes, or at the very least, make sure this doesn't go too far. So please, let's try to get this message out. And if you are a creator who's struggling right now, keep going. It does seem like the game has gotten a bit tougher for some of us, but it's far from over and there's still plenty of time to turn things around. Thanks for watching.
I posted these 2 nearly identical videos.
But what I need right now is subscribers, bro. Because right now I only have 76 subscribers, bro. I hope for tomorrow to have 80 subscribers. 80 subscribers for tomorrow. Please, 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 please. 80 subscribers, bro. Okay. 80 subscribers for tomorrow, please. Perfect. I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me. Thank you so much. I know that I will do $1 million in just 1 year. I just need to keep going, bro. I want $1 million, bro. I'm tired, but I will keep going, bro. Every single day I will go live, and every single day I will post a video. That's a promise for 365 days. Right now there are only 352 days left. So let's see you tomorrow. That's all for today, and one life, one shot.